Everything in this content is alleged. The names are alleged, the people are alleged, the places are alleged. Heck, my hair is even alleged. My voice that you hear is alleged right now, currently, okay? Sit back and watch this show. It's gonna be good.
Satanists believe by telling you what they're doing, they don't have any karmic retribution. I'm not responsible for the constant. I'm not responsible for all the negative and fallout from my actions. If they understood what I was doing and allowed me to do it, this is why they show you and tell you what they're doing. Teacher Preston Smith in Boca Raton, Florida, says he wants to put up a 300-pound pentagram in the public square down there, bearing the slogan, "May the children hail Satan." The display is intended to compete with a nativity scene put up each Christmas. Meanwhile, the Satanic Temple, that's based in Salem, Mass., is encouraging its followers to find Christian bakers and ask them to bake cakes honoring the Prince of Darkness as a show of support for gay couples who've been denied cakes for weddings.
What Williams and the church didn't see coming, the after-school Satan Club. It applied to meet here at this same elementary where the church had just started its Good News Club.
We should not be subjecting our children to this.
Uproar quickly followed as parents clearly stated their opposition to the school board.
I oppose this application fundamentally because I view it as a deceptive attempt at a wolf in sheep's clothing.
We can't be so afraid of being mocked or called names or canceled that we open the door wide open to evil in our community and most importantly to our children.
In recent years, the Satanic Temple has crisscrossed the country, applying to start after-school Satan clubs in California, Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and...
You belong in hell! Sam Smith belongs in hell! You demonic, twisted, sick...
The amount of hate and that came my way was just exhausting.
Thank you to that geezer over there, Adam. He said, I've got to find somebody who can be absolutely charisma-free and reviled by everybody. So he went, that's got to be Bale. Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration on how to play this role.
Proverbs 14:12 through 16 says, "There is a way that seemeth right unto man, but in the end it's death." In this video, I am talking about the concerns that we all should be focused on and paying attention to in our everyday lives, whether we know it or not, whether we understand it or not, and whether we want to accept it or not. There is a huge, major influence that the enemy is having over not only the church, but the world. And I want to go into that. I want to talk about this because there is not many. There's many who see it, but there are not enough ones to change it or go about change. The thing is, Satan wants to keep you blind. No matter if you want to accept that there is a heaven or hell, no matter if you want to accept or not that there is evil forces that we cannot see that come to tank us, hurt us, destroy us in a sense, whether it be emotionally, physically, spiritually, or even mentally. These things are real, and we need to start paying attention to them. I feel like the influence that is happening within the world today is paved over with good intentions. As you see in this clip, there is so many things that are thrown in our faces subliminally daily. And in some of this clip, we laugh it off. In some of this clip, we fight against it physically, as the women in the school board were speaking out. We fight against these things physically, but there is no spiritual fight. We think that going to church and church alone is where the spiritual fight is. But I want to open your mind today to thinking differently, thinking outside the box when it comes to this influence, whether it is your kids, your nieces or nephews, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins. We have come so far as a society with being ourselves and being free and doing what we just want to do. We've come so far away from logic to where now anything is an insult. I mean, it's bad when correction in itself is literally pushed away because people don't want to accept fault in their self. There is a huge movement in society nowadays with just doing your own thing. But now we see what doing our own thing is doing to us as a whole. Not only just us, my generation, the generation prior to me, but the new generation. We see how uncontrollable they are. We see how loose they are. We see how free-minded they are. And there's nothing wrong with being free-minded and being open and being able to socialize and express your feelings. But there's a thing as too much. And we have hit too much as a society. We have hit too much, and it needs to be toned down. But the issue is, correction is what's going to tone it down. And not everybody is willing to be corrected. Not everybody is willing to see correction needing to happen. All of these videos that I have, and I had so many more, but all of these videos show how uncontrollable we have become as a society to allow this kind of stuff to even happen. Like I said earlier in Proverbs 14, 12 through 16, there is a way that seemeth right unto man. And I come to find out that way is our own way. It seems right. It feels good. It feels good when you're doing whatever you want to, but what happens when that thing that you want to do leads to your death, leads to others' hurts? What happens then? And I'm putting this out here not to harm, not to hurt, but to help the issue that's going on right now. There's a lot of hurts within the communities, within societies. It is hard as it is. But we have to open up our eyes and see what is being given to us, what is being fed towards us. As you can see, my skin color, that's the main thing right now that's being pushed out. The LGBTQ community. And excuse me if I don't get the proper letters right. But the LGBTQ community is even being pushed out and used within this agenda. Sam Smith, I believe, that's his name, the last one that's in the videos. He just got scrutinized over a satanic ritual. That's what they're calling it. It was a satanic ritual on live television. He's being scrutinized, but somehow him being a part of the LGBTQ LGBTQ came into play. Lil Nas X. I put Lil Nas X up in the video as well because Lil Nas X was also scrutinized. It first started as it was a chain reaction. It first started as satanic rituals. And then it somehow turned into the LGBTQ versus the church. If you notice, we're living in the end times and everything is pointing back to the church. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? There is no other religion, to be honest, that I know of, allegedly. There's no other religion that I know of that gets hit the hardest when it comes to, just the whole attack of it all. We get so, and I'm saying we because I'm a follower of Christ. I'm not afraid to say it. We get attacked so hard just off of correction with love. We get attacked so hard just off of opinion that we can't even wake up from the smoking mirror of what the enemy is pumping into society. I want to be the first if I'm not the first. I want to be one of the people that speak into your life. If you're a part of the LGBTQ or if you're not, God loves you the way that you are. Of course, sin is bad. Of course, you are going to receive your just dues at Judgment Day, but that's you. It says in the Bible, you have to work out your own soul salvation. And even though there has been bad blood with the LGBTQ and the Christian community or the followers of God, I want to be first on record to say I am not one of those who will look at a situation that's personal and stay away from you and judge you. That's what society wants people to believe about the followers of Christ. That's what this whole mayhem is, this whole turf war. It has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with my belief. It has everything to do with the influence that Satan is trying to put out. He knows, and this is no offense to anybody, but he knows that the LGBTQ community is wanting and just desiring acceptance. Am I right or wrong? So that is what he's going to use to push out his agenda. He's going to do, he's going to put ideas in the heads of higher ups to make a man, ride the stripper pole from heaven all the way to hell. Because while we're focused, right? While we're focused on that stuff, oh, he's gay. Oh, they're gay. Oh, they're not living a life that's pleasing unto God. We're not cops, first of all. We're not the police. But if we can get our heads out of the clouds with this, focusing on stuff that shouldn't be focused on, we can really see what the message is being pumped out to this newer generation. The message is not God is the way, and the message is not gay is the way. The message is worship Satan because he allows you to do what it is you want to do. But everybody's so stuck in their way, they cannot see the new generation that's coming up. They cannot worry about the new generation. It's a way to throw people off. This whole video is showing just a little bit of what I see, you see, everybody on social media who have social media. It's even trickling into the TVs. I can understand now why my Nana used to not watch TV. And when she did, it was only one or two, type of sitcoms. But she did not do the whole TV thing. And we strayed away from that. We strayed away from that place because, that rebel mentality, feeling as if we just, it ain't going to hurt us none. But look where we are now as a society. Look where we are now. These kids don't deserve it. Your kids deserve a fair shot. And unfortunately, no matter how hard, whether you're LGBTQ, whether you're trying to, you're a woman fighting for rights, class-wise, pay-wise, no matter what fight we are fighting, our goal should not be focusing on getting society to change. Our goal should be focused on changing our society through us. Because the one thing the enemy doesn't want you to know is that you paved the way for your family. You do. So all those times that you choose to not even make a decision, somewhere along the line, if you don't have kids yourself, somewhere along the line, it's going to trickle down from generation to generation, that rebel mentality. And guess what? That not change that we seek. We seek change. We seek change, but we pursue not changing. We seek a perfect world. We seek a better world than what we have now, but we don't change. We look at the outer. It should be everybody else that changes. It should be everything else that changes but ourselves. We totally X out us and add in the middleman and blame everybody else but ourselves. Look at the influence that's in this video alone. And like I said, this is only a little bit. This is only a little bit. And it's real. It's very real. This isn't a call to repentance. If you feel it in your heart, then do it. This is a call to open your eyes to reality as it is. Because while you're laying dormant, not teaching your children at least to believe in something, this is what's coming in. This is what's seeping in. This is what is being introduced to your son when he's on his game or that PS whatever every night. This is what's being pumped into your daughter's head as she's looking up on her iPad or iPhone. It's this kind of stuff that they see. And yes, we do what we can as parents. We do what we can. But doing what we can is not an excuse to not do anything. We have to really wake up. Because the future generation depends upon it. Because monkey see, monkey do. And that's not a derogatory type statement. That is exactly what is happening. It is a mirror effect, and the enemy knows it. The enemy knows that there are people who are gullible enough to just cling on to any type of information that is given to them. If you open up your eyes, like those red shoes, for instance, that's the hottest thing right now. That whole red shoe thing with Ciara, man, everybody's like, oh, well, she is kind of cute in them. No, it looks horrible. It's a mess. It's a mess. Like, what? And honestly, when stuff like that happens, I think to myself, like, did they just do this to see if they still got control of people's psyches? Did they just do this to see if they could still mess with us? Or did they do it to test us because they know something else is brewing? They got something brewing. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on around you. Be aware of your surroundings. From oil spills to random clouds that's popping up that ain't even clouds, that's killing and poisoning everybody. Sorry, unaliving and poisoning everybody. You got the weather acting all crazy. All of these things tie into play. They do. And it is happening. It is happening. So with that being said, I hope with this video, you'll start to see life as it is. Not life, society. You'll start to see society as it is. And truth of the matter is, society is against all of us. Society is against all of us. And it doesn't matter how strong you feel like you are in your beliefs. It doesn't matter how strong you feel like you are in your faith. If you are not leaning on anything, if you're leaning on rocks, if you're leaning on sage to calm you, to bring peace, it's not going to happen. Because the true peace is what we're all fighting against. And when I say we're all, I mean the flesh is weak. We are all fighting against it. There's times, listen, I love God with all my heart, my mind, and my soul. But even I have a weak flesh. And within that weakness, I have to daily submit myself to a power that is in control. I have to submit myself to a rock, a solid rock that will help me withstand stuff like this when it comes. That solid rock to where when stuff like this tries to enter my mind or enter my child's mind or enter my loved one's minds, it'll bring us back in. Just only how he can. It'll focus us. You're not going to find peace in the world. Peace is within God. But in order to find peace in God, you have to open up your mind to the enemy and his works. That's how you find peace in God. Because when you realize how wicked and cruel the enemy is, I mean, look at this stuff. Get connected to God and pray against any demonic spiritual influence that is in your home or around your home. Pick your crown up, kings and queens. We got a job to do.